Hey, welcome back. Go Ask Sawyer, Season 1. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm doing it anyways. I keep saying my intention for this podcast is to create a safe space to share stories from different perspectives. I truly believe we're all kind of going through similar lessons with different characters in different settings and different situations. And so we don't always hear what we need to hear at the right time. My hope for this podcast is that maybe it sparks something in you that you have not thought of. Maybe you hear a different story than you haven't heard before. But the other thing I was thinking about today is it took me a long time to get into this. I thought about it and sabotaged myself, and then thought about it and then sabotaged myself because I kept thinking everyone else is an expert. What do I know? I don't know anything. I don't know how to do this. But you don't have to be an expert to start something new. And I preach this all the time. And I have to keep reminding myself that the things I love the most about people are when they are vulnerable and real and learning. And so if I love that about other people, I need to be able to show up that way as well. How many of us have all these great ideas, but we're just thinking, it's just not the right time. It's just not for me. What do I know? All these other people have podcasts or are writing books. I want to write a book. I have a lot started, haven't finished. Because they probably know more than I do. What do I really have to say? And the fact of the matter is, we all have a lot to say. We all have different experiences. Why are we so scared to share them? And why can't we get out of our own way? Man, have I stood in my own way so often. Sometimes I forget how people view me. I view myself in one way. I have so many stories. I think I come off like I know what I'm doing or I'm confident, and I don't. I'm terrified 90% of the time. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm saying. When I meet new people, I think a million different things. Is my hair okay? Do I have the right clothes on? Did I say something stupid? Did I offend someone? I always am worried I offended someone. And most of the time people they've got all their own stories in their head. But I really, really stand in my way. And I'm trying to figure out why. So on today's episode, I really want to talk about staying in your own lane. And by staying in your own lane, I mean stop worrying about what everyone else is doing or how other people are viewing you. Get in your lane, figure out what you want to do, and just do it. Trip and stumble along the way. I'm a teacher, and I tell my students, you can't get everything right the first time all the time. And if you do, you're not learning. The reason we're all so scared is because we see other people in all those other lanes doing what we want to be doing. And we're thinking, wow, they are so good at that. I could never be. Well, they had to start somewhere. Haven't we all read all the memes about people that got successful at 35 or 40 or bought a house at 45 or restarted a family at whatever age? I'm from the Midwest, so we like to start families right out of high school. Don't do that. I mean, whatever, your own choice, your own lane, right? Get out of your head, get out of other people's lanes, and just stay where you are. Because the fact is, other people are looking at your lane. Other people are looking at you and thinking, how do they do that? How do they walk into a place like that with all that confidence? How do they stand up and give that speech? The amount of people that look at you, when I do tell friends how I'm thinking, they've said like, I would never think that. I would never think you would think that way about yourself. because I just keep doing and going forward. And the most magical times, I believe, the times which we do the most wonderful things in our lives, are when we're just not worrying about what anyone else is doing except us. I got jealous the other day. It's been a while since I've got jealous, like that tang of, or tang, is that the word? Tang, twang, ting? I wrote down ting. Ting of jealousy. I heard what someone else in a circle of people that I know might be looking into, another career path. And it's a career path that I had looked at a long time ago, and I went back and forth with it, and I just didn't do it. And I got jealous. I was like, I want to do that. Well, since they're doing it, I can't do it. But then I thought to myself, what is my jealousy teaching me? When we do get jealous, right, of someone else's career, of the way they're making money, of friendships, I used to get real jealous. Any of my close friends would tell you that I used to get real jealous if they got other friends, because why do you need other friends if I am your friend? You don't need anybody else in your life. But a lot of that was me just not believing in myself, understanding my value, and worrying that someone else might be a better friend to my friend, and then I would lose them. And that's not even the case. I do have tendencies to get jealous, but it's usually because I am not thinking I'm looking for validation, right? In friends, in family, career, instead of just looking inside myself and like, yeah, I have all of these things about me. I'm good. Constantly worrying that if someone finds someone else that is better than me, then who am I? But we're all worried about that. Even in relationships, right? That's why we get jealous when our partner looks at someone else or talks to someone else. But if you know you're showing up the best you can and you've communicated all the things and all the things that make you feel safe or good, can't you just trust yourself? And I'm sure that jealousy goes a little bit deeper if you really sit and think about what that emotion is. In the episode prior, or next week, I talk about boundaries with my friend Ashton. We talked a lot about thinking about emotions and how emotions tell us so many things. I might not be jealous per se, but it's that I want what that other person has. Okay, so I want what that other person has, but am I willing to go after it? Right? How long has that person been working to get whatever they're doing? Job or skill. How long have they been working to get that? And at the end of the day, am I putting in the work? No. So the only person I can be upset with is myself. I hurt myself last June after my first ultra marathon, and I hurt my Achilles, and so I can't run. And I love running. And so every time I see a runner, I'm always like, oh, stupid runner, I hate you. I may say other swear words, but stupid runner. But then I think to myself, am I trying to fix my Achilles? Am I showing up to PT as often as I should? Am I doing my stretches? Am I doing the yoga? Am I doing the strength training? No. So I think when we get jealous, it's really about tapping inside and figuring out, okay, what am I distracting myself with that I'm not actually going after that dream or that person or the whatever I want? If you really, really think about it, it is you against you. It is just you against you. There are billions of people in this world. There's how many podcasts, there's how many books on shelves. Like you go into Barnes and Noble, I want to be a writer and I still think I have nothing to talk about. I want to be a writer and I still think who would buy my book? Yet I walk into Barnes and Noble and there's thousands of books everywhere. And I'm sure people would. And I need to get out of my head that I have nothing to say and just try anyways. How many things have you been so in your head about that the wall is up so high you can't even take the first step to try? And I preach and I celebrate and I cheerlead every friend of mine that ever tries anything new. Yep, do it. How can I help? How can I support? Yet when it comes to me, I will push myself all the way down. So my goal with this podcast is to stay in my lane. Put my head down, stay in my lane, show up. I'm going to learn how to ask for help. I'm still learning how to ask for help. But we sometimes forget that when everything is falling around us and we're jealous about another person's relationship, right? Like, oh my gosh, they finally got married. I wish I had someone to be married with. But then when you look deeper in the relationship, should they have gotten married? Are they happy? Are they settling? Do you actually want to get married, or is that just a dream that somebody had sold you? Do you know who you are? Do you even know what you need in a marriage? I was married once, about 8 years. It was pretty good. 2 boys from it. They're pretty good. But I mean, I was fulfilled, but I wasn't fulfilled. Also, I realized I was gay, so that was a whole thing. But you look at other people and we want these things and we forget that there's a whole lot more that comes with it. What if we all just worried about ourselves and supported other people instead of wanting what they had? Because maybe I want to write a book because that was like a thing I'd wanted like forever since I was little. But maybe I don't actually want to write a book. Maybe I just decide, maybe podcasting is where I'm like, this is going to be where it's at. Maybe I do have something to say, but I'm so terrified to put it on paper because once I put it on paper, then it's real. And once it's real, that means I have to do something about it. And once I have to do something about it, that means I can't be lazy. And if I can't be lazy, then I have no excuses left. What is something that you are putting a wall up around you? Well, I was going to pull a card. I am still going to pull a card. This one flew out. I have this really cool deck, the Shaman's Dream. I really like this deck because I really feel like it taps into just kind of what you already have inside. So this card flew out. It says, oh, look at that. Cat-erpillar, opportunity. So if any of you are thinking about something going on in your life, this card just popped out. Opportunity. I literally just talked about what I just talked about. Staying in your lane. Don't worry about what other people are doing and just do it. So transformation, opportunity, independence from conditioned responses. Cat-erpillar is an invitation to test out a new strategy to get a different, better result. Remember that the definition of lunacy is continuing the same thinking and behavior and hoping for different outcomes. Man, it's time to break away from habitual responses to surprise yourself and startle others. Eliciting a smile or frown or look of awe from those around you. Do not wait for an invitation from life to practice a bit of outrageousness or for permission to do the unexpected. Any other response right now will lead to more of the same and no real change. When you do act, let there be no doubt in anyone's mind of your determination and the power you unleash. Time to break away from habitual habits and thinking. It's time. If you are just listening to this podcast, today is your first day, you're like, I just found it, or you're one of my friends, my 5 friends that are supporting me. Today is the day. Do one thing different. Maybe you always take the same way home after work. Take a different way. Maybe you always watch the same show when you get home. Right now I'm obsessed with New Amsterdam. I was going to say, I can't remember the name. New Amsterdam and The Walking Dead. Don't watch those shows one day. Do something else. Do yoga for 10 minutes first. Make dinner first. Read a book instead of listen to a podcast. Go for a walk for 10 minutes. Talk to someone you've never talked to before. Write for 5 minutes. Today is the day. Do not continue the same circle over and over and over. New thinking. I'm going to stay in my lane and I'm going to do my very best to push all of my self-sabotaging thoughts all the way down, because although I may come across as a very, I got this, don't worry about it, I don't give a fuck about what anyone thinks of me, inside I'm a completely different person. But that also just lets me know that the rest of the world is too. And so if you knew the rest of the world was terrified, the rest of the world was worried about everything they said, even listening back to my podcast, I'm like, my voice is the worst. Don't focus on my voice now. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm starting anyways. What is something that you have been wanting to start and you have no idea how to start it? Just start. Just start. So wherever you're at today, I appreciate all of you. And if I could look back last year in February, and if I told myself next year you're going to be trying to record a podcast, I don't know if I would have believed it. Or I would have freaked out so much and then just not even tried to start. So this is your sign. Do great things. Be kind. And if you can't be kind, ask for forgiveness. Have a beautiful day. See you guys next week.